So I am going to do a November 2019 full moon ritual about exploring who you are and where you've come, and writing those qualities down and concentrating on that and writing intentions based on that. So the full moon is technically November 11th and 12th. Actually, it's 2 nights. So anybody who ordered a full moon reading, Anna, I sent yours, and Louise or Luann, yours is uploading right now. The other full moon readings are, well, Michelle, I sent yours earlier. And then the other ones that I have that were ordered, I'm doing them tomorrow night. So, because the moon is full both nights technically, and then it ends early morning hours on the 13th of November. So tonight and tomorrow night is when I'm doing it. So we have 2 nights of moon energy to use. This is called a beaver moon, and the moon is about abundance because it's in Taurus. But I want to do an exercise on just writing, kind of script writing, and writing about who you are at this moment in time and how that person has changed, and reflecting on that. So it's not really like necessarily a spell I'm going to show you guys, but it's just like intention work, which is also positive on a full moon because it's about abundance and expansion. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to do the Camilla Meghan reading. And then I might answer some questions that I saw on the YouTube community section if I have time. So let's just start. Okay, I just wanted to check the video to see if I can go into the chat section. Okay, I just wanted to check. Oh, that's my voice. Okay, so I have the chat section open. And if you're going to do this at home, get any piece of paper and a pen. Okay, very simple. Light a candle. Oh, it's kind of hot, so I can't show you. Let me see if I can hold it down here. Light a candle. Okay, and you can get black and white salt or just white salt. I'm going to use both. So let me just, black representing releasing, white representing expansion. Okay, and then, well, we're going to put the caps back on because I don't want to spill it all over the room. And then what you're going to do, actually I have to light another candle because that one went out. Use tea light candles because you could use any color, but I use white because it's a neutral. It goes with any type of thing you're trying to do. Because they burn out fast, and so your intention is released, or the flame is released. So I'm going to drop that in there. We're going to say element of fire, carry our desires. Black representing protection and binding and banishing negative energies. White representing expansion. North, south, east, west. Elements of fire, carry our desires through north, south, east, west, and the spirit of intuition in the heart and the third eye. Okay, we write with intention on this full moon. We write with expansion, and we write getting to know ourselves again, getting to know ourselves better, and getting to know where our path is leading in life. Okay, so I'm just going to put the candle down, and then I want you to write on a piece of paper, who am I today? What are my greatest desires today? And what are my intentions? And the reason why I want you to do that is because we don't always reflect on who we are today. We may reflect on who we were 5 years ago, what we looked like 5 years ago, how we acted, but we don't always reflect on who we are today. Okay? Then what are your dreams? How have they changed? And what are your intentions? Because this is about abundance. So this is a good full moon because it's in Taurus. It's about abundance, money increasing, prosperity. Taurus is very much about completing goals. So it's a good full moon to write new intentions. This is not a, you can always release in full moons too, like bind people and release negative elements of your life. But this full moon in particular is good for attracting abundance. So who am I today? I want you to write, who are you today? I'm just going to write one sentence for myself. Because I'm not going to make you guys wait. So write 1 or 2 sentences about who you are. You could write more. What are my deepest desires? What are my intentions? Okay, so when you write, who are you today? For instance, you can say, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a lawyer, I am an accomplished human being with a great deal of ambition, but also love in my heart. That's just an example. That's not about me, obviously. I'm not a lawyer. Then you would write, what are your deepest desires? My deepest desire is to feel fulfilled with my partner and to make partner at the law firm. I'm just making an example to feel fulfilled with my husband and to make partner at the law firm and for my child to grow up happy and thriving. I'm making an example of like a fictitious woman who's a lawyer who's married with a child. And then what are my intentions? So I should write, so instead of writing what are my intentions, you can also write who am I again, like a second time. Instead of who am I today, just write who am I? And then I want you to rewrite those deepest desires as if they're already occurring. So instead of writing to make partner at the law firm, I am partner at the law firm, they're I am statements. My child is thriving and continues to thrive. My husband and I have a deep, loving, long-lasting relationship. So this is about a fictitious woman I made up who is a lawyer, who wants to make partner at her law firm, and whose child is thriving and has a happy life, a happy, fulfilled life. And the third step is writing it in the present moment. So the first step is, who are you today? Getting to know yourself again, like what type of person you are. Your deepest desires based on that type of person, like as if you want those things, and then changing them into you already are those things. I am, my child is, because that has to do with the woman's child in this instance. So it's kind of like taking desires, turning them around into already happening. And then you take this piece of paper and you'd put it on a windowsill. You can't see the windowsill, but you put it on a windowsill under the full moon. And if you feel safe to do so, make sure the curtains aren't in the way. Put the votive over it. Stay in the room while the votive is burning. I don't want you to leave a candle unattended, for safety issues. Make sure children aren't around, animals aren't around, etc. Obviously, put this over the piece of paper, leave it, or you could put it next to the piece of paper. I don't want it to be a fire hazard. Put it next to the piece of paper on the windowsill with the window closed. We don't want the wind to blow it into the flame, and keep it there under the light of the full moon. Then the next day or on the 13th, you can wait till the 13th because tomorrow night is full too. It's full tonight on the 11th and the 12th. I don't know if it's like that everywhere where you guys live, but where I'm living, the moon is full both tonight and tomorrow night. So you can leave it there tonight and tomorrow night, and then take this piece of paper, fold it up, read the I am statements. I am partner in law firm. I am a wife of a husband with a very loving, fulfilled, long-lasting relationship. I have a child who thrives and is successful, safe, and happy. That's just, I'm giving you an example again, not my life. Fold up the paper, bury it in the ground after saying those statements, and then just release it. But for the nights that you leave it on the windowsill under the full moon, let the votive burn out completely. You can change it with another votive on the night of the 12th if you want to do that as well for the second night of the full moon. If you just want to do it for tonight and then bury it tomorrow, you can. But if you're in an area of the world, like I said, I don't know if it differs in different areas, but if you're in an area of the world like I am, where the moon is full both nights, you can do different votive for each night. But be in the room the whole time that the votive is burning. Don't leave it unattended. And when you put this down on the windowsill, put like a rock over it or a paperweight so it doesn't fly around next to it, okay? So it's just about like, start to question and self-examine, you know, who are you right now in comparison to who you were before? How have you evolved and changed? Have your priorities changed? Is the person that you're showing to the world, is that person different than the person that you were 2 years ago? Would you like to change this person? Would you like to alter aspects of your life? Would you like something else to happen in your life that maybe you weren't thinking of? Are you satisfied with your life right now? What are you grateful for? It's also helpful. I always recommend write a gratitude list of at least 5 things, 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for as well, in addition to your intentions. And that's it. So it's just a simple little ritual. And you can also, if you want to add something to it, you can use a few little, well, I don't have a full stem I can use right now. Actually, I do. Let me take one out. I have one. You can also use like a little sprig of rosemary and put it on the paper on the intention with the rock or the paperweight over it as you have it on the windowsill, and then bury that all together in the paper in the ground after you say the intentions one last time, after the moon is over, after the full moon is over. And that's it. So that's all I have for that. And yeah, so let's talk about, let's talk about Camilla and Meghan. So how is Camilla and Meghan's relationship? Is it as close as the press is making it seem like? Is it as close as the press is making it seem like? And it, by the way, if you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. I offer life coaching, spells and incantations or readings. I do prosperity spells, love spells, money spells, and I'm taking requests still for the night of the 12th. So I'm done with my full moon readings tonight and my rituals tonight, but I'm doing more tomorrow because we also have a full moon tomorrow night too. So Meghan's been experiencing a lot of misfortune, obviously. Camilla wants to be assistance to her as the older woman, doctor, older woman. These are good cards. So she does want to help her. And she's trying to be a friend to her. You see, there was a reunion of some kind with these two ladies. And she's trying to be of service to her. She tried to think about what Meghan could do to become more respected, because Camilla knows as the wife of Charles that she needs to, you know, she needs to give a good image to everybody else. She's going to have to step up to the plate soon. Okay, so she knows that this is important. Okay, so I mean, it's kind of like the same energy that I expected. It's positive, it's not negative. You know, Meghan was despairing. And she was feeling like enemies were surrounding her. And she was going through a lot of misfortune, but she's willing to fight. She doesn't want to give up as the young woman. The young woman is a fighter. Okay. And she's going through an ending, a new beginning. She's been having conversations with people. She's been having conversations with people. So what are these conversations about, cards? Mizo Tiger, you're not the only one in the chat. Ms. English T said hi, and it looks like there's only about 7 people there right now. But, you know, you can either comment here or you can comment under the video once it's uploaded. Two of Swords, so she feels like she's at a crossroads right now. She needs to rest. 6 of Swords. She needs to take care of herself emotionally. Page of Cups. 6 of Pentacles, give to herself. She's focused on money right now. Ace of Pentacles, Meghan. Knight of Swords, going forward. And she's been worried a lot. 9 of Swords. Of some negative karma. Wheel of Fortune reversed. But she still has a feeling of fulfillment. 9 of Pentacles, probably because of her son, because of Archie. even though she feels like everything's crumbling down with the Tower. I think Camilla saw that. So okay. The Fool talks about a new journey, a new beginning. Hi, Lynn. And she's looking to take a new beginning, new journey. She's looking to start over on a new leaf to try to perfect, or well, not perfect, but help her image. This helping her image thing has been pervasive and prevalent in my cards for a long time. Camilla sees that she's been depressed, the Sun reversed and heartbroken, 3 of Swords, trying to get over loss, 5 of Cups, maybe also the loss of her father, whether or not it was also partially Megan who cut off her father. She's still trying to get over the loss of that and move forward. Knight of Swords. But Camilla sees that no matter what Megan does, she doesn't get a victory, 6 of Wands reversed. And so she's trying to help her. She's trying to grant help upon, she's trying to bestow help and assistance to her. 6 of Pentacles. This is somebody being helped. It talks about somebody giving you money, but it also can talk about somebody giving you help. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, trying to help her, trying to lift her spirits. 9 of Cups. She does have very good intentions. These are good cards. And I'm asking about their relationship. So, I mean, that's not made up by the tabloid to help Megan's image. I think that's genuine, that Camilla is stepping up to the plate because she knows what her new role is going to be. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I'm going to hang these things behind me again more. I used to use this one a lot. I'm going to get a raven one too. It's a cloth tapestry. I wanted to get one with a big crow on it. So yeah, Camilla is ready but waiting for her role as the queen. She's trying to set things in motion to try to take part in her role. Maybe the queen spoke to her. She's trying to listen to what Megan has to say, or ask Megan to listen to her suggestions, perhaps. She told Megan something is about consistency, that something in the royal family is about consistency, of doing well in the family is about consistency. She sees that Megan is very magnetic, but she told her about something about repetition, and things will get better with time. Okay. So it has to do with perfecting something, doing something after a while, you'll get it. You know, she's trying to pass along that message to her as the wife of Charles. Constancy, things have been the same for a while for Camilla. You know, things have been the same for a while. She had to seek consolation for people to forgive her because they blamed her a lot for Diana's death. And she was waiting for that consolation. She was sorrowful over that. But I think she's reached a state of, there was a conversation that was had, and she's reached a stronger state of respect with others in the family. And the past has been left behind now. The widower, leaving the past in the past. Endings, new beginnings, death card. Camilla is a fighter. She's not willing to, you know, back down. And she's feeling more joyful. So she feels more in a position where she can help Megan. Unfortunately, in a way, Megan's bad press made Camilla look better. And I'm not saying because I think that, it's just that all that negative press surrounding Megan made Camilla look better. Made her look better as the wife of Charles, the future queen that fell out on the floor. So hi, Anne. Hi, Angie. I just want to make sure I said your name right. I was trying to read that. So potential. See, she had the potential within her all along, or Camilla sees potential in Megan to turn things around. Or it could also mean Camilla had the potential all along within her to win people over on her side, and she is slowly but surely. Okay. She's trying to tell Megan, don't always react to everything. You know, I think she might have said that to her. Don't check your reactions. Don't always react to everything, because this is what it is. You know, you're going to have to rediscover yourself anew as a member of this family. It's not going to be the way it was when you were in Hollywood, and it's all about balance. She gave her some good advice. It's very productivity. Focus on your work. Focus on your work and let your work speak for itself. There's always going to be friction. She gave her very good advice. I like these cards. I feel like these cards are resonating with her energy a lot because it was coming very much from actually a genuinely caring place, I feel. And I feel like that these cards are speaking very quickly through that place because it was genuine. It wasn't just because she felt like she had to. Yes, this is her new role, but I feel like, well, she's a Cancer. I feel like she has some kind of masculine energy in her chart, Camilla, because she doesn't strike me quite as soft and vulnerable Cancer like Diana was. But she still has that side of her, and Cancers are very nurturing. You know, that's her sun sign. So, you know, she's telling her, watch your patterns, be discerning in how you behave and what you choose in front of others, because there's a lot of expectation on us in this family. And unfortunately, they're going to bother some more than others. So yeah, she's been giving her advice because she felt bad when she saw the documentary, I think. Or not even just the documentary, but like hearing things about Harry. Hearing that they're not getting good news, King of Cups reverse, Knight of Cups reverse, or that William wasn't supportive. She's telling her to take rest, take time away, Four of Swords. She saw or heard that Harry was upset, King of Pentacles, with what was going on with the press, and she's trying to step in and offer her wise advice as the High Priestess. This can be Cancer or Pisces. Okay, Ten of Cups. She's trying to just be together, supportive of the family, to help relieve some of the burden. Ten of Wands. Help relieve some of the burden of William, the Chariot reverse. Help relieve some of the burden of perhaps of Philip. People who are in a position of giving advice. She's trying to just balance out who has to do that, you know, because Elizabeth and Philip are getting older. And so it's like, okay, I have to step up to the plate more. You know, there's going to be a state of renewal where I have a larger role in this. And I know that Meghan has a lot of magnetism surrounding her, whether people hate her or love her. But it's all about the expectations placed on us and the influence we have. And we have to remember that, right? You may feel fragmented and pulled in all different directions. This is stuff that she was saying to her, but put it into context. Don't take it personally. Shine in your own brilliance and don't worry about what they say, but you do have to follow some sort of order and understand their expectations on you. So she gave pretty well-rounded advice. That's what I'm getting. And my face and nose keep itching as I'm doing this reading, so I want to stop because it's like really irritating me and getting all of a sudden, I don't know why that is, but it's getting on my nerves. So that's pretty much it. Let go of the illusion and the fantasy of what you thought things were. Four of Cups. Okay, not everybody's going to love you. Ace of Cups reversed. William hasn't always been supportive. Chariot reverse. He always comes out as not supportive, unfortunately. Whenever I ask about Meghan and William comes up, it's always as not supportive. But there are those in the world who do support you. This is what she said to Meghan. So don't overwhelm yourself with too many things going on, Seven of Cups, or you won't be able to manifest what it is you're looking for. And I know this as the wife of Charles, King of Cups. People didn't like me for a while. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to make a decision. Don't put yourself in a situation where you got so much going on you can't do anything. Two of Swords. Let everything come crumbling down the tower. Take your rest. Take a break so that you can put everything back together when you come back. Okay? So that's it. That's what I got. Yeah, she had a very frank conversation with her. Exactly, Nicole. It seems like she was just giving her supportive advice, but also realist advice. Like, this is how it is. Let me tell you how it really is. And then being supportive. So that's it. And then I was going to answer one question from the community section. Let me just send this file to a client first, though, just so they have it. I'm going to do one question in the community section about collective consciousness. And it's going to be about past lives or ancestor connections, whether or not we're having memories of past lives or of our actual ancestors when we have these like flashbacks of different time periods or dreams of different time periods. So I'm going to talk about that after I send this file. It's just so I make sure she gets it. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to say was, I keep looking at the screen, but I have the chat section on my phone. Okay. So Jung had a term, and I'm going to read you the actual definition. I know what it is, but I'll read you the actual definition. Okay. So the name of this term that Carl Jung invented is called the collective unconscious. It was defined by him, and it was part of what he called the objective psyche. This is on the website verywellmind.com. I've also read this in his books as well, so this is not just from a website. I already know about this. It refers to the idea that a segment of the deepest unconscious mind is genetically inherited and is not shaped by personal experience. According to Jung's teachings, the collective unconscious is common to all human beings and is responsible for a number of deep-seated beliefs and instincts, such as spirituality, sexual behavior, and life and death instincts. So we could take this, I very much, when I do practice therapy or life coaching with people, I very do much believe in the teachings of Viktor Frankl mostly and Carl Jung. Although I have my own beliefs that are just individual to myself, I am highly influenced by both of those psychiatrists and spiritual teachers. So you wouldn't necessarily call me a logotherapist, which is Viktor Frankl, or a Jungian psychoanalyst, because I don't follow them 100%, so I'm not a purist, but I am certainly influenced by these two people. And Jung talked about, he was very much a believer in astrology and tarot and all of that, but he also believed in God and incorporated it with some of his Christian background, kind of similar to what I have done. But he was also very much associated with the unseen things in life and how the occult interplays with things too. So, I mean, tarot kind of goes with that, but he was also deeply convinced that there was a God, and he also was convinced that it's not just one way and that it doesn't have to be so dogmatic, kind of similar to what I believe as well. But he talked about basically the collective unconscious as talking about our ancestors in these collections, these memories that we're born with, literally from imprinting from past generations. I take that concept one step further, and I think it's not just what we're born with from our ancestors, but also the collective consciousness currently of the societies that we live in that are affecting our subconscious mind too. So not just the memories from our ancestors, but I take it one step further, and I believe it's also where we're living right now, and the collective consciousness of the world is affecting us. But let me just look up something. Okay, I just wanted to check something. So according to okay, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but according to Wikipedia, he didn't ascribe to any particular religion. However, he did believe in God. He studied Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity. So yes, again, he believed in God. He had very strong beliefs in it. He didn't follow an organized religion, but he incorporated it with the occult and also tarot, astrology, etc. So yes, the collective consciousness, in my mind, my interpretation, is not just past ancestral memories, but it's also what's going on right now affecting our subconscious mind in the greater universe, whether we're associated in those societies or not. The collective mind of the universe is affecting all of us, whether we realize it or not. So to answer that question, whether or not our past lives are what we're thinking of when we have these random memories of things we can't explain, or dreams of different time periods, or it seems so real, like we're living in a different time, like is that a past life or is it our ancestors' memory? Whether or not it's our ancestors or it's a past life, in my opinion, it could be both. It could be both. It could very well be our ancestors, and it could very well be that we actually lived during that time. So it's hard to differentiate. It's really what, and I hate to answer like this, Gilded Girl. Gilded Girl was the one who asked this question. That's an interesting question, and thank you for asking. I know it's a hard answer to hear, or it's kind of annoying sometimes that, well, it could be both answers when somebody asks a question like that, but that's really what I feel. It's really up to the person to interpret for themselves whether or not this is based on their ancestors or this is based on their actual past life. What is the memory they're having? It could be either one. The collective unconscious, as Carl Jung defined it, is from our ancestors. It's not necessarily our past lives. And we carry that with us, whether we're conscious of it or not. That's why it's called unconscious, day to day. So the wounds, for instance, that our ancestors had experienced, if they died an early death because of impoverishment and starvation, if there was abuse from our ancestors, you could even say it doesn't even have to be ancestors. It could be different generations in the family as well, can affect and trickle down to other members of the family and will affect sometimes decisions they make and affect things that happen in their life. Absolutely. Now, we all have free will, but I think that there definitely is an effect on people based on that. I could say that from my own life and others' lives I've probably seen as well, through therapy and in personal life too, and even life coaching sessions. So that's the answer to your question, Gilded Girl, if that makes any sense. But if you want to learn more about ancestral memories, Carl Jung talks about it in a very fascinating way and very intellectual, intelligent way. You might find him very interesting if you like that kind of stuff. You probably already know about him though. So I'll look at the comment section. I hope that made sense. It was a little scattered because I tried to squeeze too many things into one video. And sometimes when I do that, jumping around from thing to thing, I get a little bit confused. So let me just look at the comments and then I'm going to get off of here. Lynn W., thanks for saying my bangs look nice. Sometimes they lay a little crooked, but thank you. They're cut straight, but they lay crooked because the part goes all over the place on my head. So Callie Ann says she's going back. Do you mean Megan's going back or Camilla's going back? I don't know which one you mean. You asked that earlier. And then Nicole, it would have been if they did in the beginning. Do you think she might have been sexually abused by someone when she was younger? Do you mean Megan or do you mean Camilla? Mizo Tiger. I'm going to go down the questions. You guys can answer. I know I'm asking clarification on older questions, but I'm trying to go down to your comments and questions because I'm not really reading them as much when I do the readings because it really distracts me from getting through the reading. Lynn W., I think past lives are very fascinating. Callie Ann, me too. Ms. English T, the thought kind of scares me a bit. It can be scary, yeah, depending on what happened in the past life. Callie Ann, oh, you meant that? The Megan's going back? Yeah, she's going back. I don't think she's not going to come back. The thing with her and Harry not being together again, I don't see for a little while. That's not going to be right now. She just had her son. I don't think she's going to do that soon, because whether or not people believe that she had him or he was a surrogate, whatever, she's not, I don't think she's going to give up, because the queen has custody of the children. So I don't know if she's going to want to do that, like just be separate from her son. And no, I don't think that her son is fake. I don't see her doing that right away. Maybe in the future, she's going to eventually get so tired of it and like she can't handle it anymore that she's going to be like, I'm going to have to. But right now, she just had her son. I don't think she's going to do that. Like just live over there and then release all rights to her son. Because I'm pretty sure if you're in the UK, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the queen has custody of the children. Meghan's not the sole, either that or she has joint custody. I don't think that Meghan, being royal and having a child that is related to somebody who's in line to the throne, even if it's far down, can just take the child away and that's it. And the queen's like, okay, that's fine. I don't see that happening. I mean, even logically, that wouldn't even make any sense. I don't see that happening. I feel like if you don't believe similar thing or go with the norm, people look at you different, Nicole Z. Absolutely, I agree. That's a big issue with dating, especially. Unfortunately. Not the person I'm talking to now, but you have to go through dates with several people till you find another one who's okay with it, because a lot of times people are so narrow-minded and stupid. They um oh, you do that? Isn't that bad? Like they don't understand tarot cards isn't bad. Lynn W., I believe in the collective mind. I have dreams of the Civil War. Yes, exactly. Those dreams are so cool. Like you're actually watching a historical event happening or you're participating in it. I had a dream like that too. And it was with indigenous people. And we were around a lake, and it was like a real, very scary, viscerally, like real attack on indigenous people with settlers attacking each other. And I was like witnessing it, but I wasn't participating. And it was a dream. It felt like astral traveling or past life. Yeah, it's so cool. And you saw the Civil War. Wow. The website, Angie C, it's not his website. He passed away. It's just a website about Carl Jung. And it's called verywellmind.com. What is the collective unconscious? But you can just Google Very Well Mind Carl Jung and it will come up on Google. Ms. English T. Archie is seventh in line of succession to the British throne. Yes, he is, which is not really even very close, like Kate and William's children. But I feel like even so, like Harry is like the Queen's beloved grandson. I don't think she'd let that fly, where he's just over in LA with Meghan and that's it. Nicole Z, for me, it is odd because I want a traditional lifestyle, stay at home mom while I am in the spiritual world. That can be a bit of a conflict because a lot, not all, but a lot of people who are male who are willing to give a traditional lifestyle to a woman tend to be into organized religion. And a lot of men who are into spirituality, of course, there's exceptions, but this is general. A lot of ones who are into spirituality are kind of like they want everything equal and 50-50, and so then the woman can't really have a traditional lifestyle. So it tends to be that ones who are more traditional are into organized religion and very opposed to generalized spirituality. Not all, but some. It also depends on the cultural background as well, because some people, for instance, from the Caribbean and South America, regardless of what race they are, they could be white, they could be black, they could be whatever, regardless of what race they are, because people forget that South America is multiracial, just like the US is. They actually tend to be, because I've lived in New York so long, I've known a lot of cultures, they actually tend to be much more open-minded to spiritual practices that are alternative, in addition to still maintaining beliefs in an organized religion, because there are practices down in those areas that have to do with cards and candles and saint candles and things like that. So it also depends on culture if people are open to that stuff. Whereas in this country, or people who are only from this country, I don't know, I don't see that as much. Angie C, sometimes I have dreams about a house or building and I know my way around it. I wake up and try and remember where it was, but don't think I have lived there. Well, maybe it will come to fruition. It could be you projecting that it's happening in that state of consciousness, but it's just not materialized yet. Lynn W, what's going to happen after the queen dies? She's the glue holding the family together. I'll do another reading on that. I'm going to do a separate reading on that. I'll write it down on my list. Here, let me do it now because I'll forget. Okay, Lynn, I wrote it down. So I'll do it at some point, and I will put it on YouTube so you guys can see it. Santeria, that's what I was trying to think of the word for, Lynn. Yes, Santeria is big in South American. It is a religion, yep. But it's also part of like they could be Catholic or Christian and still practice that. I've spoken to people about it, and that's why there's a lot more open-mindedness to, like, for instance, something I'm doing, because it's similar in a way. I'm not practicing Santeria, but I'm doing the Celtic version of occult practices, but it's still, or Wiccan, but I'm still mixing it with Christian elements, which is what some people who practice Santeria are doing as well. And I want to say everybody, because I don't know everybody who practices Santeria, but I do know some people who have said to me right from their mouths that they do both. So, it depends on the person, but I do know people who practice both Catholicism and or Christianity and Santeria together. Which is why I tend to find more open-mindedness from people who have families who are from there, like I said, regardless of what race they are. Because you could be in South America, like Venezuela, for instance, and somebody could be all German background, but they're Venezuelan. They could be indigenous mixed with white, or they could be black mixed with something, or black. Like, they have multi-races down there just like we do. I think a lot of people don't know that. I was telling somebody that the other day and they're like, really? I thought everybody down in South America was Native American and white. I'm like, no, there's like a lot of other backgrounds down there. I've met people from Argentina who are 100% Italian background, people from Brazil who are 100% German. So it really just depends. I just like to share that because I think it's interesting, because I've had so many people like I've lived in New York almost a decade, and I've had people ask me like that, like questions about stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm used to saying it, I guess. Let me see if there's any other questions or anything or comments. I can say something. Justine Warren. Hi, enjoying your show. Thanks for coming. You're a new name. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on the channel. Lynn W., sorry for my spelling. I'm blind without my glasses. That's okay. I am too. That's why I'm holding this so close up to my face, because I don't have contacts or glasses on right now. Let me just go scroll up and see if there's anything I missed, and then I'm going to sign off because it's getting a little late and I don't want to make too much noise. Thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate you. Thanks, Mizo Tiger, Ms. English Tea, Lynn, Angie, Nicole, Callie. Eccentricity, Gigi, Angie, Justine. Thank you guys for coming. Oh, thanks for saying that. You guys are nice. Buddhism works for me along with my faith in God. Growing up in an organized religion is not for me. After exploring so much, I'm at peace. Eccentricity. That's good. That's all that matters. As long as nobody's harming anybody and they're trying to help for the collective and help others, and that's positive. I think there's nothing wrong with whatever anybody wants to do, as long as they're not intentionally harming people. Nicole Z, quick question in the next video, could you talk about hexes? Yeah, that would be a good one to talk about, because I get some people who are scared who order readings from me, asking me to, I had people asking me to lift curses off of them and stuff like that. And I always respond back like, I'll send you healing and love, but use your question for a better purpose, because anybody who told you you're hexed and they need a bunch of money to lift it is a liar. I've told people that before. So I believe they have power that people give them. They can be true, but they also only have the power that people give them. But I'll talk about those in a video. So I wrote that down too. I can't promise when I will, but I'll talk about it. Callie Ann, is talking crap about someone who will never know you considered hurting someone? Well, I don't know if it's hurting them, but it's adding to the overall collective negative energy that could come back to the person who's saying it. So I don't think that they're going to get some horrible karma just for talking shit about somebody who doesn't know them. However, it doesn't help that person's mindset and what level of things they can attract for themselves by doing that. Now, I'm not always a positive person. I don't claim to be. I'm not Mother Teresa. I'm not the second coming of Christ. I do not ever claim that. However, we can have positive thoughts and they pass through and we say them and then they're over. We can have negative thoughts, they pass through, we say them out loud, they're over. But you don't want to dwell on something too much negative, because it's not really going to help you. Dwelling on positive will help you. However, you don't want to pressure yourself to absolutely have those things come true. And then if they don't, then you feel bad about it. And then you feel down in the dumps and negative about it. So positive can be bad in a way if we pressure ourselves too much with expectations on that. But when we speak negative and project that out in the world a little bit too much, it can weigh us down more so than anything. So that's what I think about that. And again, I could be negative. I could say negative things too. I just try to keep it in check because we're human. I'm never going to go on here and say, I'm only positive. I'm perfect. Everything is positive. Some of these law of attraction channels, I like to listen to them, but I can only listen to them for so long because some of them go overboard to the point where they almost blame people for their thoughts, like you're getting punished for this, because it seems to be very almost abusive to some people, because Some not all law of attraction channels are like this, but some take it too far where they're almost like abusive to the victim. Like, oh yeah, you attracted that to yourself. Like, no, it shouldn't be about being punished for what you did. It's just try to keep the thoughts and the statements that you say out loud in check. Nobody's going to be able to do it all the time, though. All right. Well, thanks, Angie. Yes, I try to be fair. Sometimes I try to be fair in the readings. Sometimes there's been a few readings where I was outwardly very supportive and biased because those weren't readings. That was just me talking shit. I wasn't really doing a reading in those videos because I was just getting annoyed. But generally, when I actually do a reading, yes, I try to be unbiased. I'll never be fully unbiased, but I try. Thanks for watching, and thank you for coming on here at 5:30 a.m., Angie. I don't know what's going on with my notifications. I think my YouTube has been messed with a lot. Yep. I intentionally made a video that pissed a lot of people off that were kind of hateful towards Meghan. None of you guys, but like there was some people that were getting really like nasty and I just didn't like it. And it wasn't even just about Meghan, it was about people on the channel that they didn't like in general. There's some people who talk about Hailey Bieber like that too. That come on my channel and say she's like a black magic witch and all this other crazy stuff like people say about Meghan. But I was getting annoyed with it, so I made like a video like that. And then so a bunch of people left my channel, which I don't care about because I did it on purpose so they would leave. And then I got some more people. But then I had that Kennedy video up and my channel started being screwed with a lot. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on that because I don't want it to be screwed with again. But something was going on with that somebody didn't like something I said in that video. So can't have it up now. It's not on Patreon. It's not on YouTube. Can't go on Vimeo. Sorry. So something with your notifications, Gigi, what I'm trying to say to make a long story short might be being messed with. Hopefully they're not. Maybe you just missed it or something happened with the phone or whatever it's going on. Let's hope it's that because I don't know if my other stuff is being messed with now too because my views were also messed with as well. My views were cut like dramatically, my total views, and it was after I, as I said earlier, made videos that pissed somebody off. And these weren't what I'm referring to is not my views going down on videos. I'm talking about my total views of the life of my channel were fucked with. Pardon my language. But so that's it. So that video can't be up. But thanks you guys for watching. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. And I'm gonna get off of here. I got off on a tangent again. And I hope you all have a nice night. That's it. Just anything you want to accomplish, anything you want to do that was part of the full moon ritual at the beginning of the video, it's about consistency. It's about getting up at the same time, doing things at the same time, making a schedule for yourself, trying to have some kind of schedule because it's through schedules, consistency, that we get things done, that we realize our dreams. That's it. Have a good night. And as always, don't claim my readings to be fact. They're entertainment. And I appreciate you. And good night. Bye.